let's get this on its way.
We got the target location down.
And for once, the frame rate is still capped. I don't have to reset it.
We got the target location down.
Yeah, that was alright. Not the best. But not the worst.
Enemies here. What should I do? Come on! Disappear! It's my turn. Enemies here. It's my turn.
Woo. 2 minutes. That's a pretty decent time for the bots. Yeah, put the mouse off the game. I don't want it in the middle. Oops. Alright, so everything's going to be the same for a little while.
Let's decide on this place.
Not really a whole lot you can change in this first section anyways.
Yeah.
Single herb. Game hates me. I did reroute.
Let's go back to the original.
I did reroute pretty much the whole thing.
Now let's go.
The original route was very boring and also slow. So I rerouted things to go into New Game Plus and just get the bad ending there. It just makes the most sense. You know, once it was pointed out to me, it made the most sense, because I didn't think of it at all before. Won't lie. The entire original route, I never even once considered going into New Game Plus.
Let's decide on this place.
A herb and an eject button.
Yeah.
Or just a life fragment. That's fine. It's an extra life fragment. That's
Disappear.
something.
Let's get this
I'll go
done.
ahead and kill this because I'm gonna have to re-enter anyways.
Now let's go.
It's unlucky, but like,
Yeah.
okay. Now it's like
Surprise. What should I do?
really bad.
Disappear. Come on. Is that you? You're done. What did I
And since I'm going into New Game Plus,
do? Now let's
I'd like to get 4 herbs total. That way I don't have to collect them on the second time around. Alright, now I have 3.
Let's go back to the original.
Whoops.
We got the target location.
Incredibly unlucky. Yeah, so I rerouted stuff. The new route is based off of the new game True End route. At least for the first while, we're just going to follow it pretty much exactly. The only real exception is trying to get the extra herbs. Just so that I don't have to do it later. So yeah, that was the first change in that dungeon, going to out of my way to get that extra item.
Let's go back to the original. We got the target location.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep hitting the box, trying to get an eject button and another herb. Well, there's 2 more herbs because the game hates me and it wants to laugh at me. But it's okay. My feelings aren't that hurt. A little bit, yeah, but not completely. Grab these because I'm afraid.
Let's go back.
Since I got that one from the box, I could have skipped getting those, but I might as well just save. Like, there's no rush.
We got
There's no rush in this speedrun. I don't.
Now let's
I
go.
can take all the time I need, right?
Whew. Here we go. Whew. Here we go. Whew.
So along the way, as I'm going through at least a good chunk of the true ending route to get to the dungeon that I need to get to in order to grind properly, I'm going to keep collecting all the strength boost, and I'm going to collect all the SP charging items.
Let's go back to the original. Now let's go. Now let's go. Yeah.
Still no eject button, but I have like a trillion herbs now. More than I'll ever need. Sucks to suck, I guess, but what can you do about it? Fight me.
I'm going first. I can go anytime.
3? No.
Let's get this done.
And then run.
Yeah.
Punch him again.
They won't know what hit him. It's my turn.
Oh, plant guy. Don't touch me. Got no eject button, so we're gonna walk all the way out.
Let's go back to the original.
Whoops. So, we're getting towards the end of the tutorial section.
Let's go back to the original. We got the carnival.
But first, we're going to talk to all the NPCs on the map. All the chirpers.
Now let's go.
We're not going to be hitting that box anymore. We don't need to. The game made it very clear that it doesn't want to give us an eject button. Which is fine, because after this point we can just buy them. Just really sucks that we didn't have them for the flying objects split to fight those bots. Because you lose like somewhere around 10 to 15 seconds walking out of the dungeon. So I would have lost time anyways because of having to reach the fight. Just general bad luck. But I lost extra time from the other bad luck. But that's really the only big time loss that'll happen in this first section. So that was the end of the tutorial section. In the Sega Saturn era, not error. Now the game is going to start looking a lot like true ending stuff, or the route's going to be looking like the true ending stuff. I pretty much copy pasted all the stuff that we're going to be doing up until like 2/3 of the way through the true ending route. We're going to be doing everything the exact same way that you would do it in that route, all the way up to the second Mega Drive fight, because we want access to that dungeon. Not that one, that one. Right before you get to that Mega Drive fight is where you unlock the XP up game option modifier thingy, where you get additional XP in every fight. So at that point, we're already so close to the dungeon, we might as well do like the extra mission or two it takes to get there. It takes like an extra 3 minutes to get to a dungeon that gives you like double to triple the XP that you can get anywhere else up to that point in the game. That one. Because of this, for the first 40 to 45 minutes, we're just doing the true ending route,
Decide on this place.
like to a T. And then we're going to spend about another 45 minutes to an hour grinding.
Jump!
Jump, please. I don't know why I didn't jump. Got cut on nothing. Where the hell am I going? I am distracted because I'm trying to talk. Not a big deal, though. Yeah, so we'll be spending another 45 minutes to an hour grinding, and then we'll go through the New Game Plus cycle, and that'll take another about 10 minutes. So this should take maybe 2 hours, 15? So it should be about 30 to 45 minutes faster. Before, we would play through most of this section like we would for a New Game normal end, changing a few missions at the very end, just to get a few extra things. And then we would run around in the block dungeon that we're going to grind in here in a little bit. And we would do that. We would just run in circles for like 2 hours. That's very boring to do, and it's very boring to watch, which is why I wanted to change it. I told myself that if for some reason Bad End was selected over True End, which I also submitted for the marathon, I would reroute Bad End. So here we are. Everything's rerouted. I, however, did not reset the splits from the first time I did it with the other route. So I am comparing against those splits. So I am doing things slower here anyways, because I am doing different things. So I'd be losing time in this section regardless. All the time loss, most of the time loss that I've gotten so far, though, is just me not doing things right or getting unlucky. You know how it goes. You know how it be. We're gonna come down here and talk to David. Sooner or later, I'll route talking to him out, because I know it's not completely necessary, but like... Oh well, right?
You got the target location down.
I didn't like hyper optimize the new route, I just made it work. So like there are still things to change and fix and make better, but for the purposes of what I need the route to do, it is completely acceptable in its current form. Alright, Game Gear 3 is done. We will be going to Dreamcast 1 next. A gold. On Game Gear 3, nothing happens that split. How did I save 4.5 seconds? Man, whatever. Game Gear 4. And while we're here, we're going to talk to a few NPCs on the Chirper again. going to talk to the Kotatsu kid, Arohei, Mr. Bunny here, and Fake Nip here. Then we're going to do Dreamcast 2, and we're going to set up for grinding. Set up the party, and get ready to shop. I'm gonna buy weapons for IF Segami, as well as 4 eject buttons, and technique patches for both of them. Sega Saturn, ignore that dungeon, and go back to this one. Only 2, good.
It's my
So
turn.
this fight is free. When 3 spawn, it's scary, but still very manageable. When 4 spawn, it's doable, but like, I think it's like 50-50. There's just so much RNG when there are 4. But once you get past that first fight, you're pretty much safe. You're good to go.
Welcome to the end. Welcome to the end. Oh, perfect timing. What I do? Yeah. You're wide open. I can go anytime. Come on. Disappear to me. Welcome to the end. My turn. This is it. Yeah. Yeah.
Game's being a little stuttery.
It's my turn. Disappear to me. Final. Oh, perfect.
It didn't
timing.
die? That's a surprise.
Level up.
Only level 12.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
fight.
Let your guard down can cost your life.
We're going to Inferno this, because we don't want to deal with 5 of those things. Their defense is way too high.
Level up.
Whoops. Not party, status. Everyone's abilities on.
Here we
Because they're
go.
level 13 and we need those abilities. We're going to be grinding at 2 more levels, and we're also going to be grinding to fill up the fever meter.
I can go anytime. Disappear. What should I do? Welcome to the end. Perfect timing. This is it.
Just 1 level.
Yeah. You're wide open. I can go anytime. Here we go. Phew. Yeah. You better not whine that this was unfair. It's my turn. Come on. Fall into darkness. Level up.
Actually, still not enough.
Yeah. The enemy is
I need 1 more hit for the fever to fill, and I need everyone else to level up, because IF is the only one that leveled up there. Because she's a little bit ahead of everyone else on XP
Let's get this done.
from the first 2 fights that we did at the beginning. So now everyone else is leveled up. Well, we're going to use SP Charger on IF. Yes, okay, that should be good. Split. Now we go fight Dreamcast.
Let's decide on this place.
Alright. So IF and Segami are going to be doing all the damage in this fight while Neptune plays support.
Time to go all out. Time to end this.
And here we hope she doesn't die in the first hit.
All right, it's my turn.
And she did,
Peace.
which is why we have the life fragments. Flame Awakening.
Power.
Walk over here and directly behind her and punch her.
What should I do? Moving quick is coming to you.
Segami turns into Saturn and does the same thing. We end hers with a charge attack. Going to Strength Booster the other two.
Alright,
Enter
here
Fever
they
mode,
come.
and
Let's go get 'em.
while IF and Segami do all the damage, Neptune's just gonna stand there and end her turn every time. Because we don't need her to do anything.
I'll show you. Oh, perfect timing. I'll show you.
Took a few extra hits than normal. I guess I got some bad damage rolls, or maybe my positioning was off. Because you do get damage multipliers depending on where you are relative to which way the enemy is facing. So when you're directly behind them, you should do about double damage. When you're on their sides, you do about 1.5 times damage. Before you leave, have to go up here and talk to her once. It's important. Still losing time. But that's fine. Okay, now we're going to watch this cutscene, and then we're going to do Dreamcast 3 and then Dreamcast 4 before we fight the bad end version of the Time Eater, which we will lose to because we don't need to win against him. Because we'll just do that in New Game Plus. Oh wait, yeah. We go here first. The boxer is Dreamcast 4.
Let's decide on this place.
Right here, the SP charge.
Yeah. I got first attack.
Going to double Inferno to grind Fever.
Let's get this done. It's done. Final blow. Perfect timing. What do I do?
And
What do
Dreamcast
we do?
is like level 1, so she does no damage, so she's just gonna stay back there.
Level up.
She just automatically got put in our party because we had an open slot. But we are not really gonna use her like, at all.
I'm going first.
We'll have Segami use her and her abilities, but we will not be using Dreamcast herself.
Yeah, let's get this done. Final. These effects are getting better.
Okay, so my splits from now on are new ones that I've added, so you won't really see the time loss and time gain for a little bit. Pretty much until we're done grinding, I believe. Now we talk to this boxer. Get the event underneath her. Then we're going to go back to the library, remove everyone from our party, and lose to the Time Eater. Everyone but IF. Either IF or Segami have to be in the party. It's absolutely required that one of those two are in the party in order to play. We don't want Segami because Segami has an ability that makes it so that she cannot be one-shot So in order to lose to the time meter as quickly as possible, we need to have IF as the only party member. In some of the other categories, we use Segami's one-shot immunity in order to survive the hit on the time meter, so that we can take him out, just like get really strong in one turn and then one-shot him back.
My fate.
Whoops. That is not the case here. By the time we get back to the time meter, we'll be strong enough that we can take multiple hits, and we could theoretically use other party members, but we're still going to use Segami because she's just the best character we have access to. I know some of the New Game Plus routes use Sega Saturn. I guess her name is just Saturn, not Sega Saturn. They use Saturn. But we will not be. We're just going to use Segami. Segami hits hard and takes the least amount of work to set up. In the New Game Plus routes, they can use pretty much whoever they want because all the characters are max level with max stats, and they can just put whatever items they want on them. So now we're going to accept Watchmen. And we're going to, before we leave, put our party back together. We're going to include Nepgear now. We're going to turn on weak enemies. We're going to shop. We're going to give Segami a better weapon. And that's it. Yep. Yes. Okay.
Now let's go. Now let's go.
I might sometimes stop and double check to make sure that I'm doing things right.
Here we go. Yeah.
Alright. This is like the last scary fight.
It's my turn.
These guys can still very much kill us. And they're kind of hard to take down at our current level. But once we do, we're going to fight pretty much the same enemies again. And it'll be way easier.
Welcome to the end. What do we do?
Come on, Neptune. Kill it. Thanks a lot, Neptune. Neptune's accuracy is awful. She misses so
It's my
often.
turn. Let Nepgear handle this.
Nepgear doesn't hit as hard because... Well, actually, I don't know why.
Oh, perfect
Her strength stat's
timing.
probably just worse. Nepgear doesn't hit nearly as hard.
Final blow is
She does like
mine.
half the damage that Neptune does, but she hits. Which is more than I can say about Neptune. Neptune
Perfect timing.
constantly misses. Not just here, but like also earlier on.
Yeah. Yay!
Whenever we're doing the first grinding section, a lot of the times I'll have to reset on that first fight because I need Neptune to hit and she just doesn't.
Leave it to me. I'm the pro tag. Oh, perfect mine.
You can do it. Come on. Cool.
Do I look
Alright,
cool?
we're going to put on Dreamcast ability. Not that. Right? We're going to put on Dreamcast ability, and then we're just going to set the party to Segami only. That's what I was missing. I'm going to SP Charger IF, and then eject.
Let's go back.
I knew I was forgetting something.
Let's go.
I'm glad I stopped and read the notes.
Let's get going. Woo! Woo!
past this bridge. Going to grab this item.
Woo!
It's not mandatory. Like, you don't have to get it, but it saves time and money later. While money's not really an issue in this category, since we have to do so much grinding, I'd rather spend that money on other items than buying a strength booster that I can just pick up from that treasure box. Little bird guy's vibing. Look at him go. Alright, Mega Drive Fight 1. Oh wait, Watchmen never split. Ah, that's fine. Guess I don't have it selected under the auto splitter. I think I had this problem before.
This one's strong.
It's my turn.
What should I do?
Going to strength boost. Transform the Dreamcast.
Coming to ya. Now's our chance. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. I'm gonna show.
Easy peasy. We're gonna do a few more things, a couple more missions that are just sitting through cutscenes. We have one more mob fight that we have to do, and then one more Mega Drive fight, and then we're ready to grind. So we're going to Game Gear. That's not Game Gear.
Let's get going.
We're gonna watch this cutscene.
Let's go back.
Engaging stuff, I know. I'm going to Mega Drive again.
Let's go. I choose this place.
We're going to fix our party. And we're going to grab a few item boxes along the way. We'll grab both of these up here on the right.
Woo! Woo!
Another strength booster, just to save some money. It doesn't really matter that it's the Z version. We're only going to be strength boosting Sega Me. Z's are area of effect and they can boost multiple people, but we don't really care about that. It's just a strength booster at the end of the day. It does the exact same thing as the base level one. It just could hit multiple people, but we're still only going to use it on one person, so it's interchangeable. It's just to save time and money later.
It's my turn.
Alright. Die, please.
What should I do? What should I do? What do we do?
Cool. It's eating my inputs, so it looks like I'm doing this very slowly, but I promise I'm just mashing A.
I can go anytime. Fall into the darkness.
Stop.
Finally. What should I do? I've earned.
Alright, that was the one not extra, that was the one other mob fight we're gonna do. We're gonna sit through like 2 more chunks of cutscenes. And then we're gonna fight Mega Drive one more time. So after this, we're gonna go to Game Gear for the last time. We need to go to Game Gear 7, because that's the mission that gives us the XP boosting ability. Well, I guess the XP boosting game modifier, because there is an XP boosting ability. IF has had it on since the first grinding session, and I turned it on for Dreamcast. IF isn't really important for the final boss. She won't even be there, actually. Because again, it'll just be Sega Me. But IF will be the main damage dealer for grinding. So her being a high level is important. Just so that more quickly we can get into grinding faster. Dreamcast needs to level up quickly because we need her to be a high level. Because Segami will be turning into her. When Segami turns into one of the other girls, their stats are added to hers. Which is really balanced and not at all broken. Really good game design.
Let's get going.
Talk to Mario over here. As soon as we're out of this cutscene, I will scroll to the bottom of my notes. Alright.
Let's go back.
Okay. So
let's go.
This
Woo!
MJ box dungeon is the one. Wait, I don't want to do that yet, but I do want to do this. Right? Oh yeah. And I need to do this.
I got first attack. What should I do? Let's get this done. Final blow. What should I do? Oh, perfect timing. What should I? I've earned a lot of EXP.
Alright, now I gotta send the party back to Sega Me only. Excuse me, Mr. Golem guy.
Woo! One,
Gotta
two,
grab this
the end.
drink out of the corner. That guy actually can't get anywhere near the wall, so as long as you stick to the walls, he can't touch you.
The end.
Ignore the upskirt. This is a mature, classy, sophisticated game. Going to strength boost, transform, fever, then do a bunch of charged attacks and special attacks.
We need to stay focused.
It's my turn.
Let's get this done. You're gonna get what's coming to you. Now's our chance. I'm gonna show you what Dreamcast is made of. What should I do? I'm gonna show you what Dreamcast is. What should...
The amount of fever we use here really doesn't matter, since the next thing we're going to be doing is grinding.
I've earned...
Oops. I forgot about that text box. I always do.
Let's go back.
So now that we're done progressing through the game, we're going to set it up so that as soon as we're done grinding, we can go into New Game Plus. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to submit the mission we just completed for the Dreamcast fight, and then we're going to accept fighting the Time Eater. And on top of that, we're going to buy a bunch of eject buttons so that we can run through that dungeon over and over again. The problem with that dungeon is that it's a hallway that also goes uphill. So once we're at the end, we're at the bottom of a hill and it would take forever to walk out. So we're just going to eject over and over again in order to reset the spawns faster. So we're gonna buy exactly that many eject buttons. And we're going to go right back into Mega Drive, up to the MJ box, and we're going to fix the party. So as far as the party setup for grinding, we want IF because she has an AoE and she's fast, and she also just does a lot of damage.
What should I do?
We want Segami because she's pretty much just the best character. We want Neptune
Perfect time.
because she has a Fever Plus ability, so we get the Fever meter back faster.
Final blow is mine.
And the fourth character really doesn't matter. I picked Nepgear because Nepgear is just the best. Everybody knows that.
Earned a lot of EXP.
One, the end. Enemies here. I can go anytime. Leave it to me. Final Let Nepgear handle this. Finally, my turn. Let Nepgear
We're not
handle this.
using
Level
IF's AoE attack yet because it's hard to get SP back. Especially as you go, it gets harder and harder because you do fewer hits because things die faster as you get stronger.
Leave it to me.
So right now we are...
Show tag. Oh,
Whoops,
perfect
I didn't know I could
timing.
reach her. So right now we're just hitting things normally. That's building up SP for IF so that she can use it a few more times when the enemies are weaker.
First attack.
And also, Demonic Inferno is very good at building up the fever, so of course later on when we hit things fewer times, we want to use Demonic Inferno because it's always going to fill things up
What should I do?
around 6 to 7% per use,
Timing. Final blow
which
is
isn't
mine.
really a whole lot right now since we can hit things so much, but later on,
I'm stronger now.
when we're like 1 and 2 shotting everything, hitting something 7 times, or getting 7%, which is about 14 to 18 hits, is like a lot.
What should I do? Disappear. Let's get this done. Final blow. Let Nepgear handle this. Oh, perfect time. Let Nepgear handle. What should I do? All into darkness. What should
We're also
I do?
not really afraid of dying anymore. Like, it would still be possible, like,
Woo!
but something would have to work really hard to kill us at this point.
You're wide open. What should I do?
Also, I used a lot more fever than I thought. Usually I get the fever back by the end of the first run.
Welcome to the end. Let Nepgear handle this. With it. Oh, perfect timing. Mine. It's my turn.
Level up.
See, now that we're at the end of the dungeon, just eject, re-enter immediately.
This place.
Normally you start running immediately, but I was scratching my face.
You won't know what hit him. It's my turn.
I could pick up that star for like extra fever right now, that star crystal over on the left,
Finally.
but it's not really worth it. I might as well just go ahead and kill things.
What's it? With it. It's my turn. What should I do?
What level are we? 29?
I've earned a lot of EXP.
And even though we're right at the beginning of the dungeon, we're going to eject because it's easier to get out. Now that we have a full fever gauge, wait, what am I doing? That's later. Yeah, that's later. We're gonna go ahead and fight the Time Eater.
This one's strong. Leave it to me.
Cast. We're going to Strength Booster. Going to Fever.
What should I do? I'm gonna show you what.
Hit him 4
Leave it to
times,
me.
and he's dead.
Level up.
Now, even though we just technically got the normal ending, and we could loop back into the New Game Plus, we're not going to yet. Part of the grinding is we're going to go through that dungeon. That dungeon gives quite a bit of XP. We're going to fill up the fever gauge, and then we're going to fight the time eater. Because the time eater gives a lot of XP and a lot of money. And we're going to grind using him. The fight takes like 15 seconds, and there's like a minute worth of cutscenes. So I think it's worth it. Gonna go ahead and buy the Wish Band. And we're going to buy Strength Boosters. Set the party back. And back to Mega Drive.
Let's get going. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Before I fight him again, the Time Eater, before I fight him again, I am going to save. The more you do it, the more likely you are to crash or get soft-locked in the cutscene.
Get this done. You're done.
So I'm gonna try to be safe.
Finally, my turn.
I'd much rather finish the run than like
Final blow is
save the
mine.
5 seconds it takes to save, because saving's really fast.
Level up. 1 to the end. I can do this. It's my turn. Leave it to me. I'm the pro tag. Oh, perfect timing. Leave it to me.
I'm stronger now.
We're at the point where I don't need to first strike anything anymore.
Let's get this done. You're done. Final Let Neptune handle this. Finally, my turn. I'm the pro tag.
I'm stronger now.
Now, let's begin. I can go anytime. Come on, leave it to me. Welcome. I'm the pro tag. What do we do? I'm copying my sister. The final blow is what's your
I've earned a lot of EXP.
1, 2, the end.
And this is the formula for like
I can go anytime.
the next 40 minutes.
Come on, what should I do? Final blow.
Grab that with
Let
Sega Me.
Neptune handle this. What do we do? I did it!
If I see those blue crystals, I'm going to try to get them.
Be careful.
It's a lot of
It's
SP
my turn.
for like no work. And with how hard SP is to get at this point,
You're done.
well, not at this point, but here really soon,
Finally.
it's definitely worth it for 50.
Oh, perfect.
Because you get 3 back per hit done on an enemy.
Let's get going. Woo! Woo!
So later on, when we're like 3-shotting, 2 or 3-shotting like
Yay!
3 or 4 enemies for fight, we're not getting a whole lot back.
It's my turn. Come on. Let's get this done.
I would have rather picked it up with IF, but IF had already taken her turn. I didn't see it before then.
Perfect timing.
I've earned a lot of EXP.
1, the end. Another one? Don't you want to take a break and get some nuts? Come on, what should I do? Now, let's begin. What should I do? Come on. Let's get this done. You're done. You're done. What should I do? Finally, my turn. What's the...
I've earned a lot of EXP.
I can do this. What should I do? Oh, let's get this done.
Now, Sega Me
Stronger now.
already has
1, 2.
all of the gear that she needs to beat the final boss. I could put gear on Dreamcast, and it would help, but the problem with that is when I go into New Game Plus, I don't have access to her to change her equipment, and equipment gets reset when you go into New Game Plus. So I can use it here but it really wouldn't change
Battle
anything.
starting. Stay alert.
And where I would need it, I can't use it.
Let's get
So
this
there's no
done.
point, really.
You're done. Final blow.
What should
Finally, my turn. I'm the pro tag.
I'm stronger now.
What level are we? 36?
Let's go back. We need to stay focused. Let's get this done. Time to train more.
Dreamcast. We're gonna go ahead and use up the rest of the Z's. I'm not gonna Dream Rush, we're gonna Dream Blade.
What should I
What
do?
am I doing?
Leave it to me.
And now he's a 3-shot.
I'm str-
And fighting the Time Eater is even worth it later on, because he gives like 55,000 experience points. Even later on, as we get closer to level 55 with Segami and level 57 with Dreamcast, which are the stats that we need to beat Bad End, he still gives, even in the 50s, like a level. Like a full level for free. Gonna go back to the shop. We're gonna reset our party again. And we're going to buy the rest of the strength boosters we need. And the rest of the eject buttons we need. That should be enough for the rest of the game. So the rest of what we're going to buy are the hero drinks. We're gonna buy as many of those as we can. They are extremely overpriced, but they're pretty much our only SP restoring item that we can buy. Because now we're going to start burning through our SP.
Open. They won't know what hit 'em. I can go anytime. Come on. Leave it to me. Final. I did it. I leveled up. 1 to the end. I can do this. I can go anytime.
After this fight, I need to turn on 2 abilities. I really should have done it before I entered the last fight.
I'm stronger now.
I need to turn... No, please don't eat my inputs. I need to turn on IF and Dreamcast's extra XP
Face
abilities.
the enemy. What should I do? All into. If you get in my way, you're dead. It's my turn. All into darkness. What should I do? You're done. Let Neptune handle this. Finally, my turn. What should I do? I can start getting better. Woo! 1, 2, the end. I can do this. I can go anytime. Come on. What should I do?
I've earned a lot of EXP.
Woo! If you get in my way, you're dead. What should I do? Disappear. Let's get this done.
I've earned a lot of EXP.
Let's get going. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Now, we should only have to repeat this loop.
Take a break and get some nachos.
By which I mean we should only have to kill the Time Eater
Let's get this done.
6 or 7 more times.
Welcome, you're done. I'm the pro tag. With it. Oh, perfect timing. Finally, my. I'm going to gain so much power. Woo! 1, the end.
It should
Time
take
to face the enemy.
two-
What should I do?
about 2 passes of the dungeon each time to fill up the fever gauge.
I'm the pro tag.
This time went a little faster because the entire first cycle I spammed Demonic Inferno.
Do I look cooler now? Let's go back.
set up a party and make a save. We're going to save right here, file 43. Gonna remember file 43. Gonna try to save over that one
Can't afford to lose this.
and not load any other file.
Let's get this done.
Booster,
Time to
Dreamcast,
transform. Now's our
Fever.
chance. What should I do? I'm gonna show you what.
That puts us at level 43. Now I found out with the auto splitter, it only splits on the first time you kill the time eater. But it does reset when you go into New Game Plus. Oops. So how much SP? Yeah, okay. I forgot the number for a second.
I choose this place. Enemies here. What should I do? Come on. What should I do? Welcome to Final Blow. I'm the pro tag. What do we do? I'm copying my. I'm the pro tag. I'm going to gain so much power. 1v-N. Start the battle. What should I do?
I am still going to try to hit
What
things,
should I do?
especially with IF and Segami, because
Do I look cooler now?
they still need SP.
Another one?
Every time I want to fight the
wanna
time
take
eater,
a
I need to
break
make sure
and get
Segami
some
has at least
nachos or
200
something?
SP so that she can transform.
What should I do? Final blow.
If she cannot transform,
What do
I
we
just
do?
lose.
Copying my sister. Let Neptune handle this. Yeah.
IF not having SP is
This is gonna be a
not
breeze.
game ending, but it is slow because her AoE is just that good.
Welcome. Let Neptune handle this.
I've earned a lot of EXP.
Woo! 1, 2, the end. This is gonna be a breeze. It's my turn.
I'll definitely Inferno this. I'm gonna grab this.
Woo!
See, that was fast.
Oh, it's here.
It ended the fight immediately,
It's my
and it
turn.
filled up the fever gauge a lot.
That's not bad. Let's go! Woo! 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 I can do this. What should I do?
Grab that. And do
I've
that.
earned a lot of EXP.
Woo! 1v-N. Another one? Don't you want to take a break and get some nachos?
Luckily, IF is
Let's get this
the
done.
fastest character.
I'm strong
So
now.
she'll always go first, which means she'll always get to be hitting things.
Don't you want to take a
Which
break
means
and get
her
some
SP
nachos or something?
Will be constantly charging up.
Let's get this done. Final.
And I believe, I don't remember exactly, but I believe
This is gonna be
at,
a breeze.
at no point,
I can go
those crystal guys, at no point can we more than like 3-shot them.
Let's get this done.
So we always have to hit them at least a few times.
Let's go back. We can't afford to lose this. What should I do? Time to transform. Now's our
Yeah, I
chance.
should have an adequate amount of strength boosters to not only finish grinding, whoops,
I do?
Not only finish grinding, but also make it through New Game Plus. Because I do still need a strength booster to fight the bad end version of the Time Eater in New Game Plus. I need to make sure I have enough eject buttons to get through the tutorial section, which I believe I only need 2. One for the doggoos, one for the bots. Oh yeah, we can't use items in here for some reason.
Let's go!
I always forget that.
Let's get going!
It's really weird, and I don't really understand. I'm gonna go ahead and use a few of these.
Open! This might be our chance! I can go anytime! I did it! I leveled up! Woo! 1v-N! Ah, you're here! What should I do? Fight! Come on! Let's get this done! My stats are getting better! Bring it on! It's my turn!
We also don't want to just Inferno everything, because we want Segami to have turns, since she does regen SP whenever she starts a turn.
What should I do?
So that does save us from having to use too many items on her.
Oh, perfect timing.
I probably still will end up using some. Although,
1, 2,
theoretically, you don't really have to.
start the battle. I can go anytime. This is pretty.
Alright, level 46. So, Segami has 9 more levels to go.
Let's go.
And this should take about half an hour to get those last 9 levels. Because it's been...
I can do this.
Oh no, it's been almost 20 minutes, not 15.
I did it! I leveled up! Woo! 1v-N. Battle start.
Luckily,
Go anytime. Come on. Let's get this done.
well, let me think.
Now, let's begin.
No,
I can
doesn't matter
go
much.
anytime.
Never mind. I was going to say that luckily the item boxes reset when you go into New Game Plus, so they have their original contents again. That doesn't really help.
It's my turn.
All that really does is guarantee that if I don't have the strength booster I need at the end, I can get one. The same one that I got at the beginning of the game.
Let Neptune handle this. Oh, perfect
Whenever I do
timing.
the
What should I
bot,
do?
the flying objects quest.
Let's go back.
But there are no SP items. Oh, did I forget to accept the quest? I think I did. That's fine. That changes nothing.
We can't afford to lose this. Let's get this done. You can guess what's coming to you. Now's our chance. I'm gonna show you what dream. I'm gonna show you what.
So everyone should be 46. Not 46, 47. I literally just looked at the number. Yeah, so you spend about a minute 15, maybe a minute 30 if you do it slowly, doing these time meter loops. And you get like 55,000 something experience points. To get that much from the dungeon, you'd have to run through it like 2.5 times.
Let's get going. Woo! 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 This is gonna be a breeze. It's my turn. Come on. Leave it to me.
I could
Welcome.
buy a better weapon for IF,
I'm the pro tag.
but all that really means is that she would hit things less,
I did it.
because she would be doing more damage, which is the exact opposite reason I want to punch things with her.
This is gonna be a breeze. I can go anytime.
If I'm hitting things with IF, I want to be hitting them as many times as possible.
What should I do? I've obtained a new power.
Sega is the one that I want to hit them with as few
You get
times
in
as
my way.
possible,
You're dead. What should I do?
but a better weapon isn't available for her.
What should I do? Whoa, it's here. What should I do? Come on.
I could buy
What should I
better
do?
weapons for Neptune and
Welcome to
Nepgear,
the end.
but at this point, they really
One,
shouldn't be
two,
hitting things
the
very
end.
often. To
Time
the point
face
where
the
I
enemy.
might
It's
stop
my
putting
turn.
Nepgear into the party.
Yeah! Level up! Woo! Now, let's begin. What should I do? Come on! Come on! Let's get this done. Welcome. I choose...
I would say I should stop putting Nepgear into the party, but I like Nepgear, so I will keep putting her in the party.
Stop me?
I
It's
will
my
waste
turn.
that extra, like, 3 seconds of menuing
Level up.
between removing her from the party each time and also putting her back in.
I can go anytime. Disappear.
My speedrun route, I'll do what I want with it. And I say Nepgear stays.
Another one?
That was a speed up.
You want to take a break and get some nuts?
That one was very noticeable. So was that one.
You get in my way. You're
Sometimes the
dead.
game just randomly speeds up. Hello. I only ever notice it out in the field when you're walking around. I've never seen it happen in combat.
What do we do? Let Nepgear handle this.
But it terrifies me. I need to save the game.
Should I be?
Woo! 1, 2, the end. Bring it on. It's my turn. Woo! Here I come. What should I do? Disappear to me. Final Let Nepgear handle this. Oh, perfect timing. What should I do? I'm going to gain full power.
Going to speed charger you. Segami's okay.
Let's go back.
We're gonna kick that from our party. Then we're going to save over 43 again. We're already level 49. We might only have to pass through 1 or 2 more times. No, probably 3 more times.
Done. Time to transform. Now's our chance. I'm gonna show you what dream.
Sadly, at no
What should I
point
do?
do we get strong enough to 2-tap them.
Unearth.
Whoops. Even with giving Dreamcast extra equipment, he always barely hangs on with just a little bit of HP. We'd probably end up two tapping him if we went like another 2 or 3 levels. But that would take like an additional 10 minutes. And isn't worth it because we're only grinding up to the base stats we need. theoretically, you can beat him with lower stats at a lower level, but 55 for Sega Me and 57 for Dreamcast was just the most consistent.
I got first attack.
I was able to do it at around
I can go anytime.
52 and
What should I do?
54, but only once, so I must have gotten really good rolls on my damage.
1 the end. Please be careful.
55 and 57 is just where it became the most consistent.
Orange.
And those are the same numbers that I did in the old route. The numbers still work the exact same, because it's still the exact same time meter with the exact same
Stop
stats.
me. What should I do?
Since we forfeit a few more quests,
Leave it to me.
by which I mean we don't do any on the New Game Plus
I do. Perfect
run,
timing.
he does have a few more buffs, but none of them seem to be defensive,
Level up.
because he still dies the exact same way.
I can do this.
So they just must be
It's my
offensive
turn.
buffs. Or maybe like health regens,
Disappear to me.
which is perfectly fine because he never gets a turn.
There's no. Woo! 1, 2, the end. Battle start. What should I do? This was.
I've earned a lot of EXP.
Woo! Whoa, it's here. What should I do? Let's get going. Woo! 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 I can do this.
Wow.
I can go anytime. Just level up.
So IF is 53, so Sega Me must be
Now, let's begin.
mid to late
I can
51.
go anytime. Orange. Let's get this done.
Well,
Jump,
thing.
jump. I'm going to gain so much power. Whoa, it's here. What should I do? Disappear. Orange. Let's get this done. You're done. They're getting better. Time to face the enemy. What should I do? Disappear. Orange. Leave it done. I did it. I leveled up. Woo! 1, 2, the end. The battle's starting. Stay alert. What should I do? Woo!
I think the fever's full, but I'm gonna do this fight anyways.
Get some nachos or something? Yeah! Level up!
Alright, yeah, she's mid 51. Gonna go ahead and hero drink IF a few times. Then eject.
Let's go back.
I could probably edit my party on that screen, but I forget. And like, I've been doing it on the screen. So like, I'm used to it. And I don't want to change something and do something wrong.
Leave it to me. You can get what's coming to you. Now's our chance. I'm gonna show you what dream. Leave it to me.
See, it just barely hangs on.
I'm
I should save again before I do the next one. Luckily, it's like right on the top. I'm gonna buy some more eject buttons just to be safe. I don't need any more strength. Buy 2 more. Like, money at this point, it doesn't matter what you spend it on. I'm pretty sure I'm set.
Let's Let's go!
I could probably also just ignore the shopping trip next time.
Enemies here. It's my turn. One, the end. Now, let's begin.
I have, like, exact numbers, like,
Disappear.
for things to buy based off of, like, the things that I pick up.
What should I do? Finally, my turn. What should I do?
Like, I should only need a total of the 9 strength boosters after using all the extra ones I pick up.
Want to take a break and get some nachos?
I should only need 21 eject buttons, like, on paper, but, like, you know,
Battle start.
that's subject to change. It's RNG, actually. It just depends on the spawns that you get during the fights.
You're done.
So, I guess for safety, you would want, like, 24
The end.
on top of the ones that you have
Another one?
from the run already.
Want to take a break and get some nachos or something?
Another one. Nice. And then
What should I do?
I didn't count the hero drinks because, like, you would just spend the rest of your money on it.
Woo!
It doesn't really matter how many you get.
Here. It's my turn.
And since they're so overpriced and you have to use so many of them for it to matter, like, just buying a bunch of them
Let's get
is really
going.
just the way to go.
Woo! 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 Enemies here. I can go anytime. All into. Come on, let's get this done. Welcome to the end. What's not bad? Woo! One, the end.
Like,
You get in my way, you're dead. I can go anytime.
I probably won't use all of the hero drinks
What should I
here
do?
during the grinding, but when I go into the New Game Plus cycle, since the SP gets reset,
Start the
I'll
battle.
probably
What should I do?
make sure that I have some left over so that I can just spam Inferno on the 4 required fights.
I can do this. It's my turn.
And also make sure that Segami has enough SP to transform the one time I need her to.
Let's get this done. Final. This is level up. Woo! 1, 2, the end. Time to face the enemy. I can go anytime. Level up. Woo! I can do this. What should I do?
I was not looking at the finger gauge. I don't know how much I have. I probably have enough. It's probably full. But I'm gonna fight something to be safe.
Another one?
I'd rather fight one of these guys than walk into the time meter and get stomped.
Let's get this done. You're done. Let's go back.
Yeah, Segami is still perfectly fine. I forgot to save again, but that's fine.
This one's
I
strong.
will, without a doubt, save after
Let's get
doing
this
this
done.
one. Because I'm paranoid. I don't know why I just didn't scroll the menu.
Now's our chance. What should I do? Leave it to me. I've earned.
See, that pause there at the beginning of that cutscene scares me every time because things just not loading during the cutscene and you just being soft locked. Like that is like very common. So we're gonna go ahead and save again. We're gonna accept the quest, we're gonna shop. We're not gonna shop, we're gonna set up the party. We don't need to shop. We're gonna save over 43. That was our party? 53, okay.
I choose.
So we should really only need one more pass.
You get
Maybe.
in my way, you're dead. I can go anytime. Should I be?
Like at the end of this pass, before we fight the Time Eater, I will check Segame's and Dreamcast level. If Dreamcast is at least level 57, and I know Segame can get to level 55, then I won't do another one.
What should I do?
Time to face the enemy.
I can go anytime. All into... Come on, let's get this done. Welcome. Woo! 1, 2, the end. Bring it on.
Only
I can
4.
go anytime.
Interesting.
I did it! I leveled up!
IF is out of SP.
Woo! Battle start. I can go anytime. You were so...
Level up.
Let's go! Woo! 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 Here I come! I can go anytime! You were... Woo! 1, the end! This is gonna be a breeze. It's my turn. All in... Let's get this done. I've obtained a new
See, I'm like super over leveled and overpowered at this point, and I still can't
It's my
like
turn.
3-tap those guys.
Disappear. Come on, leave it to me.
Wow, ending the fight at 99. That sucks.
If you get in my way, you're dead. I can go anytime. All into... Come on, let's get this done.
Alright, we're going to check. She's 56. 28. Yeah. Yeah. So they should get to the appropriate level just from this last fight. What we're going to do though is we're going to save, and in case either something goes horribly wrong, or if we can't beat him, I will just
What should I
revert
do?
back to that save and like take that 10-minute time loss.
Time to transform. Now's our chance. What should I do?
Okay,
Level up.
so Segami got 55,
Level up the on. Level. I'm going to gain full.
Dreamcast got 57. Okay. So we're going to say no to if you'd like to repeat history, and then we're going to say yes to saving the game. I'm saying this mostly for me so that I don't forget. Would you like to redo history? No. Save clear data on 42. So 43 and 42 are still good.
Versus Sega Hard Girls.
And we're not going to new game. We're going to continue from 42. And we're done grinding. We just saved an hour and 20 minutes. This is good news for this route being playable. That's bad news for what I put my estimate for the marathon, because I thought it'd be 3 hours, but looks like it'll be like an hour 45.
Let's decide on this.
Since we're New Game Plus, we don't have to skip through all these text boxes. There are no tutorial crystals. I have to do the clips again, and I was not mentally ready for that. What a weird camera angle that was.
We got the target location down.
I've been talking a lot, so I'm thirsty, so I'm trying to drink my drink during the cutscenes, but none of them are long enough. Nope. Get back in there.
Battle start. I can go.
And we're just going to Inferno everything.
Enemies here. I can go anytime.
Now, I'm still going to have to grind up my fever. So, while I'm in the block dungeon, I'm going to go ahead and fight things. And Inferno them. What am I doing? Because I do still need the fever in order to win. So basically we're doing all the things that we did at the beginning again. It's going to be basically the same.
Got the target location down.
I collected the herbs I needed earlier, so I don't have to worry about that. When I do the quest where I fight the doggoos and where I fight the security drones, I have eject button so I can immediately leave. I don't have to worry about walking out. So basically it's going to be me running through all the dungeons. In New Game Plus runs, they have symbol attack kill, whatever it's called, where whenever you hit the enemy and get like the first strike on it at a battle, you instantly kill it, and it auto completes the quests. Basically, it auto completes the battle, I should say. We do not have that because we are not playing to that point in the game because that's a huge time sink. So we will be actually doing the fights. So I'm actually going to have to fight those doggoos and the bots again. But I'm just going to Inferno them because I have as much SP as I need because I have all those hero drinks. So we're going to... Not that, we're going to make sure that everybody has what they need. Segami has enough to transform the one time I need her to, so she's fine. She was actually fine before, but I wanted to be safe.
It's my turn. Fall into destiny. Yeah. Let your guard down can cost your life.
So even though I one-shot them, they still fill up the fever meter a lot when I use Inferno. Oops. And that's because Demonic Inferno is a multi-hit move, and it does all the hits regardless of whether or not it kills them, because it is, what are they called? An SP attack. An SP attacks always do all their hits regardless of if the enemy would have died or not. Okay, time to kill everything that I walk across in here because I need to grind up the fever meter.
Yeah. Let your guard down can cost your life.
Great, there are 4. That's exactly what I want. I want as many enemies in these fights as possible.
Here we
They
go.
cannot hurt me. There's no way I could ever possibly lose. So I just want the maximum number of guys on screen.
Bring it on. I can go anytime.
This is good.
Enemies here. It's my turn. The battle's starting. Stay alert. I can go anytime.
That sucks. I'm gonna grab this. Whoops.
Here we go. Whew.
I would like to have that for safety. And while I'm already here, and I'm already hovering over the dungeon, I'm just going to immediately reiterate when they kick me out, and then just do that again until the fever meter is filled. That way I don't have to worry about coming back here. Well, no. Well, yes. No. I should not do that. Because I have to do flying objects still.
Now let's go.
Not the eject button. I want to use this. Just ram into this guy.
Now, let's begin.
Hope for the
I
max
can go
spawn.
anytime.
That is the minimum spawn.
Disappear all into dark. Let's get this done.
Escape failed. How are these level 1 doggoos faster than my level 50 characters?
Bring it on. It's my turn.
That is the minimum again.
All into dark. That's you.
I'll just win.
Done.
Also, while I'm thinking about it, there are probably faster times to do it, but you know.
Bring it on.
Now I'm just gonna
It's my turn.
fight some things in here. Because they give the exact same amount of fever. And theoretically, it would be faster if I got larger spawns. Huh? Did I use the wrong ability?
Let's get this
I
done.
have no idea what just happened.
Welcome to the end. Welcome to the end. Enemies here.
Okay, this
It's
is
my
good.
turn.
Oh, they're spaced out perfectly. Oh, that's garbage.
What should I do? You're done. Welcome to the end. What should I do?
I did not know that. Okay, so maybe you are better off doing it in the other dungeon. I'll keep that in mind.
The battle's starting. Stay alert. It's my turn.
I was trying to save time.
Bring it on.
Instead,
It's
I
my
lost
turn.
some. These guys are close enough. I can just get the right enemy. I believe that was
You
enough.
get in my way.
I'm paranoid.
It's my turn.
That was enough. Okay. That was my bad.
All into darkness. Let's get this done.
I'm just gonna leave. Goodbye.
Let's go back to the original. Let's decide on this. Let's go back to the original.
Oh,
We got the first place. Let's decide on this place.
just gonna go ahead and run straight there. And then after this cutscene, what we're going to do is we're going to erase. Well, I guess we're going to accept and retire the 3 available missions. And then we are going to fight the bad end version of the time meter. And when it's dead, we win. Runs over. And we can all go home. I did make quite a few mistakes throughout the run. I could probably do it like a good 5 minutes faster. Also, there's a lot of RNG because of just how many random fights you're getting into. Like, better spawns and all that. If I was better with the shopping and the menuing was more optimized, or if, like, I went through and actually figured out how to optimize the true ending stuff. But overall, this run is a lot better than it was. Spent about, what is that? 40 minutes grinding? That could probably go as low as 30 if you're like super lucky, but that's probably unreasonable. Oops. So we're gonna do this. Then we're going to remove IF and the other. We're gonna remove everyone but Sega from the party. Even though we don't have Dreamcast, we can still turn into her. And we're going to change our formation. We're going to double check that Segami has everything that she needs. Whoops, and do not change that. She doesn't have any abilities we need in particular. Just put those on. Weak enemies is still on. And then we're going to save over 42. Yep. We just have the strength boosters we need. I'm just being cautious. What I'm doing is wasting time, but I'm just making sure that I'm good to go. We saved, which is important, because I have crashed here before. Multiple times. Not just on... I played up to here once on this... Oh, yes. There it is. There it is. Alright. It's okay. Close the game. There is... Oh, this is going to be loud. I'm sorry. Game's always super loud when you first open it. This is exactly why we saved.
Superdimension Neptune versus Sega Hard Girls.
Thank you for screaming in my ear. Load file 42. Alright, we're right back where we left off. Isn't it fun how that crash is like semi-consistent? I even said that, hey, I've crashed here a bunch, and then it happened. Lost like a minute to that crash. Whoa. Yeah, sadly, the longer you play the game, the more likely it is to crash. After like an hour and a half, normally you just want to shut it off and turn it back on.
Stay focused.
Okay.
What should I do?
Strength booster. Dreamcast. Transform.
Leave it to me. What
Whoops.
should I do? What should I do? I'm gonna show you what Dreamcast is made of.
Well, fuck. Bada bing, bada boom. It did an auto split. I did it manually, so imagine that, but like a second faster.
Get a move on. Oh, you should get.
Woo, bad ending. Oh, I saved an hour. An hour, 3 minutes, and 6 seconds. All right, that's everything. I feel like I've thoroughly tested the route. I've done segmented runs over the course of a few days, and this was the first time I sat down and did the entire thing at once. And I'd say it works pretty well. It is still grindy, but there's not really a good way to avoid that considering what the objective is. But at the very least, you don't just run in circles for 2 hours. You do get to play the game. So, that's it. I think I'm done, because that's honestly really tiring. But yeah, I guess now this is the new world record. So I hope this is like engaging enough that maybe someone else will do it. Maybe someone who knows the game better than I do, so they can like fix all the things that I did wrong. Somebody else wants to help optimize this garbage. I did the best I could. I spent a few weeks on this. But of course, I'm bound to miss things. I missed the entire New Game Plus thing the first time I did it, so like, who knows what else I've missed.
Superdimension Neptune versus Sega Hard Girls.
Of course, there's no DLC. You would have been able to see all that. Yeah. Good stuff.